Laura and the Friendly Fish. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled within a green and beautiful forest, there lived a young girl named Laura. Laura was a kind and curious person who always wanted to learn and explore new things. One day, while walking through the forest, Laura came across a clear and beautiful pond. Upon closer examination, she saw that the pond was filled with many colorful fish swimming happily in the cool water. Laura was fascinated by the fish and sat down by the pond to watch them. A small fish swam up to the surface and looked at Laura with its large, round eyes. Laura was amazed by how friendly and curious the fish seemed and reached out to stroke its smooth and shiny scales. The fish seemed to enjoy being petted and wiggled happily in Laura's hand. Laura and the fish became good friends, and every day Laura would visit the pond to play with her new friend and watch the other fish swim around. She even began bringing treats for the fish, such as bits of bread or pieces of fruit. The fish seemed to love the treats and would swim up to Laura, gently nudging her hand and asking for more. As time passed, Laura's love for the fish grew stronger. She knew she would always remember the happy times she had with her fish friend, and as long as the fish were happy, she would be happy too. Chapter 2. One day, as Laura was visiting the pond, she noticed that the water seemed a little murky and the fish seemed to be swimming less energetically than usual. Concerned for her friends, Laura went to ask the village elder for advice. The village elder was a wise and kind woman who had lived in the forest for many years. She listened to Laura's concerns and told her that the fish might not be feeling well because the pond was not being properly cared for. The elder suggested that Laura help clean the pond and make sure the water was clear and clean for the fish. Laura was determined to help her fish friends and set to work cleaning the pond. She spent hours scooping out leaves and debris, and even got some of her friends to help. When they were finished, the water was crystal clear and the fish were swimming around happily once again. Laura was thrilled to see her fish friends thriving once again and was grateful to the village elder for her advice. From then on, Laura made sure to visit the pond regularly to clean it and make sure the water was healthy for her fish friends. Thanks to Laura's love and care, the fish in the pond lived happy and healthy lives, and Laura was able to enjoy many more happy days playing with her fish friends. Chapter 3. As the years passed, Laura grew into a young woman and the pond became a special place for her to visit and reflect on the happy memories she had made there. She would often sit by the water's edge and watch the fish swimming around, feeling grateful for the joy and companionship they had brought into her life. One day, while she was sitting by the pond, Laura noticed something strange in the water. It was a small, colorful object that seemed to be glowing in the sunlight. Curious, Laura reached into the water and retrieved the object. As she held it in her hand, she realized it was a small, intricately crafted glass figurine of a fish. It was so beautiful and delicate that Laura could hardly believe it was real. She wondered where it could have come from and why it was in the pond. As she sat there pondering, she heard a faint voice calling her name. It was the voice of the small fish that had been her friend all those years ago. "Laura, dear Laura," the fish called out. "I have been watching over you all these years and have seen the love and care you have given to the pond and all its inhabitants. As a reward for your kindness, I have brought you this gift. It is a magic fish figurine that will grant you one wish. Make your wish wisely, for it will come true." Laura was astonished by the fish's words and couldn't believe what she was hearing. She thought for a moment about what she most desired, and then made her wish. And with that, the magic fish figurine glowed brightly and disappeared, leaving behind a feeling of warmth and happiness in Laura's heart. From that day on, Laura knew that anything was possible as long as she believed in the magic of the world around her. Chapter 4. As the years went by, Laura's wish came true and she lived a happy and fulfilling life, surrounded by the love and support of her friends and family. She never forgot the magic fish figurine and the lessons it had taught her about the power of kindness and the importance of taking care of the world around her. She continued to visit the pond regularly, always making sure to clean and care for it, and the fish there remained her loyal and grateful friends. And even as she grew older, the magic of the pond and the memories it held never faded for Laura. It was a place of joy and wonder for her, a reminder of the beauty and magic that can be found in the world if we only take the time to look for it. And she knew that as long as the pond remained, it would always be a special and treasured part of her life. Chapter 5. As Laura grew older, she began to share her love for the pond and its inhabitants with her children and grandchildren. She would take them to visit the pond and teach them the importance of taking care of the natural world around them. The pond became a place of family bonding and joy for generations to come, and the magic fish figurine became a treasured heirloom that was passed down from one generation to the next. And even as the years passed and the village changed, the pond remained a constant, a place of beauty and wonder that brought joy to all who visited it. It was a reminder of the magic and wonder that can be found in the world if we only take the time to look for it. Laura lived a long and happy life, surrounded by the love and support of her family and the magic of the pond that had brought her so much joy. And as she lay on her deathbed, surrounded by her loved ones, she smiled knowing that the pond and its magic would continue to bring joy to those who visited it for generations to come. Chapter 6. After Laura's passing, her family continued to visit the pond and care for it as she had done before them. And as the years went on, the pond remained a place of beauty and wonder, a place where people of all ages could come to find solace and joy. The magic fish figurine remained a treasured heirloom, passed down from one generation to the next and serving as a reminder of the magic and wonder that can be found in the world if we only take the time to look for it. And even as the world around the pond changed and evolved, the pond itself remained a constant, a place of beauty and tranquility that brought joy to all who visited it. For those who knew the story of Laura and the magic pond, it was a place of special significance, a place where the magic of the world was alive and well, and where the love and kindness of one person could make a difference for all those who came after. Chapter 7. As the years went on, the village around the pond grew and changed, and many new families moved in, drawn by the beauty and tranquility of the area. But no matter how much the village changed, the pond remained a beloved and treasured place, a place where people of all ages could come to find solace and joy. As the years passed, the memory of Laura and the magic pond lived on, and the pond remained a place of beauty and wonder, a place where people of all ages could come to find peace and happiness. The end.